Welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Power of a Low Carb Lifestyle. And on this channel, we discuss all things related to the low carbohydrate diet, including the different techniques and styles people that can use to reverse their chronic conditions. And on this channel, we would take a look at the low carb world through the lens of God's holy word, the Bible. But many of the topics that we discuss on this channel apply to anybody, regardless of what kind of low carb diet they're doing. So I hope that you find value in this information. Now, the title today of this particular video is Why So Many Divisions in the Low Carb World? Well, really, why so many divisions in the nutritional world in general? One of the things that used to really frustrate me a lot is to hear different doctors, even well-intended and meaning doctors, demonize the late Dr. Robert Atkins. There was many accusations that were thrown around after his death, including that he died an obese man, that he died with coronary heart disease. Both are just rubbish. A simple search on the internet will reveal exactly what happened. Those who've seen him, even that morning or that week, testified that he was fit and appropriate weight for his size or his height, that nothing had changed. But one morning, on his walk to work, he slipped and he fell from a piece of ice or black ice. And when he did, he ended up hitting his head quite hard and ended up going to the hospital. And they tried to stuff him with steroids and different things to try to keep him alive. But as a result, he gained a lot of water weight. But that's the key. It was water weight. And no, he did not have coronary heart disease either. So when you have doctors out there claiming that he died from his own diet, that's just rubbish. Absolute garbage. But at the same time, people on the low carb space also wrongfully demonize the other side who practice plant-based teachings, saying that their diets are harming people when in fact they're helping people. There's more than one way to approach a diet. And what may work for somebody may not work for somebody else. There's a lot of good work that was done by the late Dr. McDougall. I heard some people say he died too from his diet. That's just rubbish. And it's one thing when the other side attacks the other and they're passionate about their views. Nothing wrong with being passionate about our views, by the way. It's a whole entirely different thing when people in the plant-based world attack each other. And they will. Some will say, oh, if you don't do a fruitarian diet or a raw till 4 diet, you're not doing it right. Some will say, oh, if you're not high-fat plant-based, you're not doing it right. And if you're not including nuts and seeds in your diet, you're not doing it. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. Do we think that we're immune on the low carb side from attacking each other? No, indeed, we're not. Take Paul Saladino, for example. He's inspired a lot of people in the carnivore community. And he did something that very few practitioners and influencers will actually do. They will make a correction when they realize that the diet, at least as he was doing it, was not benefiting him long-term in a few areas. So he began to add fruit into his diet. And the amount of people that sent videos out there attacking him, it just astonishes me. There's a large portion of people that do just fine on a meat and fruit-based diet. Again, from my point of view, if it's a clean meat and it's fruit, these are part of the biblically approved diets. Now, even if you eat other types of meat, that's fine. But what I'm saying is that what Paul Saladino did work for him. That does not mean that his diet will work for everyone. That's completely different claim. He encourages people to try it. Another physician who changed his approach was Dr. Tim Noakes. He used to be the champion of a high carbohydrate diet. Now he does the Banting diet, which is just another form of the Atkins diet or ketogenic diet. So there's different divisions. Some want to do it as a vegetarian. Some want to do it as a vegan. My only caution, and I mean the low carb diet, my only caution is if you're going to do it that way, make sure that you're getting yourself checked for any deficiencies, particularly B12, D3, which I think everybody pretty much is in need of D3. And again, I'm not a doctor or physician. Check with your doctor before you add anything into your lifestyle or change your lifestyle. Because if you're taking medicines that can't interact, and you might have to consider lowering, with the help of your physician, certain medicines when you do a low carb diet. But D3, iodine, there's several things that you can get tested for. Omega-3s, and it's really hard to get enough omega-3s. Well, you can get plenty of omega-3s from like chia seeds and flax seeds and walnuts. However, it's a plant-based version of it, and it really needs to be in DHA and EPA form to benefit from it. But they do make vegan forms of EPA and DHA in the form of algae oil. Certainly consider that as a supplement if you want to go that route. And again, you can be vegetarian and vegan and it be, in my view, biblically appropriate because these were all foods allowed. What people choose to interact with in their lives and their diet may be tailored to their specific needs or religion. Having said that, why do we have these divisions? I don't believe it's merited. Here is the formula that I would go by for yourself. Number one, which do you want to be your primary fuel source and why? It can't be protein, but it can be either carbohydrates or fat. Which one is it for you? If you're listening to this video, I'm assuming you're at least considering low carb as that option for you. If so, what foods do you favor? And then you can pick which one is right for you. I personally do not, and I'm not interested in practicing a pure carnivore diet. But I know many people who do. And while they're experiencing success with the diet, the reason why I don't is because I believe there's a place for plants based on my religious beliefs. Plus, I tend to feel a little bit better when I've had some fiber and nutrient-dense vegetables. So why are there so many divisions in the low-carb world? I'd like to think it's not because people are protecting their interest. I'd like to think that that's not the case. But if you make money based on your approach to a diet and somebody contradicts that with an alternative pathway, our instinct should not be to attack it. Rather, it should be to embrace it. Because I personally believe that any diet is better than the standard American diet. So I personally will not attack the carnivore diet. I will not attack the Atkins diet, the ketogenic diet, a vegetarian diet, a vegan diet. I won't even attack those who practice a high carbohydrate diet. I'm not going to do that. And I would encourage as many people who would listen to this to do the same. Appreciate that people are at least trying to do better. If you find any value in the content that we produce here on the Power of a Low Carb Diet Lifestyle channel, please consider liking, subscribing, hitting the bell icon so you know when I've created a new content, or if you will, just to leave a message or a comment. Until I create another YouTube video, may God bless you and keep you, and may you find success in your low carb journey.